Hello, Assalamualaikum and greetings everyone. My name is Muhammad Khairi Akram bin Ali. I am from Group 7 in Class A. In this turn, I am going to present about changes in the number of chromosomes. Firstly, we go through background. Changes in the number of chromosomes refer to the occurrence of genetic variations in which an individual has an abnormal number of chromosomes. The normal human karyotype consists of 46 chromosomes with 23 inherited from each parent, which is the maternal and paternal. However, chromosomal abnormalities can occur when an individual has an extra chromosome or is missing a chromosome. The problem is why, how this happens. During meiosis, the specialized cell division that produces egg and sperm cells, homologous chromosomes pair up and exchange genetic material to a process called recombination. The cell then divides twice, resulting in 4 haploid cells, gametes, that are contain half the number of chromosomes as the original cell. Non-disjunction occurs when homologous chromosomes or sister chromatids fail to separate during meiosis, resulting in gametes with an abnormal number of chromosomes. If an abnormal gamete with an extra chromosome or a missing chromosome is fertilized by a normal gamete, the resulting zygote will have an abnormal number of chromosomes. For example, Down syndrome, which is one form of trisomy 21, occurs when there is an extra copy of chromosome 21 in the zygote. Turner syndrome, which is a form of monosomy, occurs when there is a missing copy of the X chromosome in the zygote. Don't worry, we will be discussing about this syndrome in much detail later on. Now that I have mentioned about non-disjunction, now we will be discussing about non-disjunction. What is non-disjunction? Non-disjunction is a genetic process where chromosomes fail to separate properly during cell division. Specifically, it occurs when homologous chromosomes in meiosis I or sister chromatids in meiosis II fail to separate during anaphase, leading to an uneven distribution of chromosomes between the two resulting daughter cells. As a result of non-disjunction, one daughter cell may receive an extra copy of chromosome, while the other daughter cell may lack a copy of chromosomes. These can result in cells with an abnormal number of chromosomes. Also, I have mentioned about monosomy and trisomy. Now, I will explain about monosomy and trisomy. In meiosis I, homologous chromosomes fail to separate properly during the first division, resulting in cells with an extra chromosome. This is what we call as trisomy, and cell missing a chromosome we call as monosomy. If an abnormal cell with an extra or missing chromosomes goes on to divide in meiosis II, it can result in gametes with an abnormal number of chromosomes. In meiosis II, sister chromatids fail to separate properly during the second division, resulting in cells with an extra or missing chromosomes. If a gamete with an abnormal number of chromosomes is fertilized, it can result in zygotes with an abnormal number of chromosomes. Now, have a look at normal karyotype. I will explain about normal karyotype. A karyotype is a visual representation of an individual's chromosomes arranged in a standard format. It shows the number, size, and shape of chromosomes in cells. A normal human karyotype contains 23 pairs of chromosomes for a total 46 chromosomes, which is the haploid. These pairs include 22 pairs of autosomes, which is the non-sex chromosomes, and one pair of sex chromosomes, which is XX in females and XY in males. Karyotyping is an important tool in the diagnosing of many genetic disorders, including Down syndrome, Turner syndrome, and Klinefelter syndrome, as were mentioned earlier. By analyzing an individual's karyotype, doctors can determine whether the person has an abnormal number of chromosomes or any structural abnormalities in their chromosomes. This information can help with diagnosis, treatment, and genetic counseling. Karyotyping can be done on various types of cells, such as blood cells, amniotic fluid cells, or cancer cells. So there are three syndromes that can be happen due to the changes in the numerical chromosomes, which is the Down syndrome, the Turner syndrome, and the Klinefelter syndromes. Firstly, I will be mention about Klinefelter syndromes. Klinefelter syndrome, the characteristic of Klinefelter syndrome is one, infertility. This is due to the underdeveloped testicles. Second, delay or incomplete puberty with less muscle mass, reduced body and facial hair, and a less deep voice. Third, tall stature. Those with Klinefelter syndrome are taller than the average due to their extra X chromosomes. Fourth, learning difficulties, which including problems with reading, writing, and language. Fifth, emotional and social difficulties. For example, shyness, anxiety, and low self-esteem. Number 6, breast development. This is due to the hormonal imbalance. Next, I will be going through the Down syndrome. So this is the Down syndrome karyotype. You can have a look at them. So for characteristic of Down syndrome, the first, the intellectual disability. Individuals with Down syndrome often have mild to moderate intellectual disability with an IQ ranging from 50 to 70. Second, physical features. Some common features of Down syndrome include upward slanting eyes, a flattened facial profile, a small nose and mouth, a small head, and poor muscle tone. Third, medical problems. People with Down syndrome may be at increased risk for a variety of medical problems, including heart defects, hearing loss, vision problems, and thyroid problems. Fourth, delayed development. Children with Down syndrome may have delayed development in areas such as speech and language and motor skills and social skills. Fifth, behavioral and emotional issues. Individuals with Down syndrome may have an increased risk of certain behavioral and emotional issues such as anxiety, depression, and attention deficit or hyperactivity disorder (ADHD). The sixth is short stature. People with Down syndrome tend to be shorter than the average. Last but not least, we will be going through the Turner syndrome. So this is the karyotype of a Turner syndrome, and there are 6 characteristics of Turner syndrome patients. The first one is the short stature. Girls with Turner syndrome typically have shorter than average height, often with a characteristic webbed neck and a broad chest. Second, reproductive abnormalities. Turner syndrome can cause underdeveloped ovaries, which can lead to infertility and a lack of menstrual periods. Third, heart and kidney problems. Individuals with Turner syndrome may be at increased risk for heart and kidney abnormalities. Fourth, hearing and vision problems. Turner syndrome can cause hearing loss and problems with vision, including strabismus, which is the cross eyes, and amblyopia, which is the lazy eye. Fifth, learning and behavioral problems. Some individuals with Turner syndrome may have learning difficulties, particularly in maths and special skills. They may also have problems with attention and social skills. And lastly, other physical features such as the other physical features that may be present in Turner syndrome include high narrow palate, drooping eyelids, and a small lower jaw. I think that's all from us. Thank you.